Fantasy Philosophers is brought to you by fantasy-info.com.
Many have doubted Hines Ward over the course of his career, and now at age 34 it seems like there's some people that are willing to doubt him once again as they look more towards a guy like a Mike Wallace to be possible number one receiver on the Steelers team this year. While Wallace did have some nice numbers for himself last year, I do caution that Wallace was a rookie, unexpected. He wasn't a guy that defenses were going to pay a lot of attention to when you start looking at, okay, they've already got Ward, they've got Santonio Holmes, we know about him, and then Heath Miller as well. These are all relevant players, all guys that have been on this team, won championships or championship with this team. So they're going to get more coverage from the defenses. Now Wallace is going to be a starter because Santonio Holmes is gone from the team. But in Ward, here's a guy that he just continues to produce every year. Last year, he had over 1,100 yards and I believe, 6 or 7 touchdowns. Decent year, a productive year for a fantasy receiver, fantasy team. Now, remember, Ben Roethlisberger is not going to be with the team for at least the first 4 games of the season. Now, that's definitely not good for the passing game. They're obviously going to try to run the ball more this year. Also a knock for the passing game. But for Ward, what I do like is that the team is going to start Byron Leftwich. And why do I like that? Well, with Leftwich, remember, he wasn't with the team last year. He was with the Buccaneers. Okay, but he was with the team the year before that and did have some success. In that time that he was with the Steelers, he got to know guys like Hines Ward, Heath Miller. Mike Wallace was not on this team, so he has still got to relearn what to, with Wallace, find that chemistry, but he's already got that built-in chemistry built up with guys like Ward. So I think in a pinch, Ward is still a guy that they're going to look for throughout the season, thick and thin. He's been a staple for them. He's been a rock for them throughout his career. As long as he's healthy, I don't care if he is 34 years old, the guy should still threaten for over 1,000 yards and 6-7 touchdowns on the season. And right now, I'm going to be ranking him as a top 25 receiver in the league. After we get outside that first 20, 21, 22 guys, there's just not a lot of strong receivers that are left out there. There's going to be a lot of changeover in the league, I think, in fantasy, if you will, happening right now. We're starting to see some young guys coming up, and some older guys are starting to fade away, like maybe even a Donald Driver and so on. At this point in time, I've still got Ward ahead of a guy like Wallace, and I suggest that you do as well.
For more fantasy football information, go to fantasy-info.com and sign up for our free e-newsletter. Good luck in your 2010 Fantasy Football League. As an added bonus, the Fantasy Info guys will include their 5 secret tips for success in fantasy football.